A lot of people ask me if using AI during interviews is allowed. So let me help you understand this. Right now, we are in a weird transition phase. Some companies are starting to allow AI during technical interviews and others still treat as if it's cheating. And many companies simply have not updated their interview process yet. For example, Meta publicly talked about experimenting with interviews where candidates can use AI tools as part of their coding process. The idea is very simple. In the real world, engineers are not coding in isolation anymore. They are using copilots, agents, and AI-assisted IDs every single day. So evaluating somebody without AI might actually be testing a workflow that no longer exists. But here's the catch. Just because AI may be allowed does not mean the interview suddenly becomes easy. In fact, it becomes a different kind of a test. Instead of testing whether you can write every single line of code from memory, companies will start evaluating how you think, how you design systems, and how you collaborate with these AI tools. That means that the interview process itself will start to look very different. Instead of a blank coding pad, you might be asked to share your screen and open your IDE. Maybe VS Code with Cursor, maybe Replit, maybe a tool like Vercel VO. And the interviewer might explicitly say that you can use AI while solving the problem. But they're not evaluating the AI. They are still evaluating you. So the way that you navigate that interview becomes extremely critical. First of all, always start with clarification questions. Before touching the keyboard, ask about the constraints, the edge cases, the expected inputs and outputs, and performance considerations. Now, this signals that you're thinking like an engineer and not just rushing to generate code. Second thing, you need to structure your solution before writing any code. So talk through the architecture, explain the data structures that you might use, walk through the algorithm at a high level, think about time complexity, think about scalability, and this shows that you have system thinking. Only after that should you start using AI tools. And when you do, just do it very transparently. You can literally say something like, I'm going to be using Cursor here as a scaffold for the first version of this function, and then I'll review and modify the logic. This is exactly how strong engineers work in practice. Another important skill is debugging with AI. If the code breaks, don't just prompt the agent with fix this. That is the fastest way to look like a vibe coder. Instead, diagnose the issue first. Look at the stack trace. Explain what you think is going wrong. Then guide the AI with a structured prompt on what it needs to fix. The engineers who will stand out are not the ones who generate the most code, but they are the ones who know exactly what code should exist before the AI even writes it. This matters a lot because preparing for a traditional whiteboard interview is very different from preparing for an AI-assisted development environment. And the reality is that technical interviews are evolving. In the past, the hiring managers were checking whether you can implement an algorithm. And now the signal is whether you can think clearly, design systems, and use AI for it.